All right, welcome back, folks. Game number 1 here in the losers match currently underway. I do want to get both these players' Twitches and streams linked up. So one sec while I go copy paste this because we want to advertise again the player in the bottom left. He's the Blue Zerg player from Imaginary Gaming. It's TargA. If you want to catch this guy streaming, it's twitch.tv/TargA.
In the top right, as the pink Protoss, it's Natix Harstem.
Yeah, Nuka is his ladder account, so I guess if you guys want to go look this one up, you can track him. We got a couple of young cutie pies apparently flirting with one another.
Yes.
He's from Florida, but he's Asian.
One's 16, one's 13.
Both of them have that yellow fever, I guess. He's Lebo. Okay.
Could you not? Could you
Making
not?
fun of Xenocider a little bit.
Oh, wow, rude.
Shoutouts to, by the way, Major and Cats, the 2 North American players participating in the grind. They are also the... I mean, coming to the European server is really unfavorable for most, but to actually take on the idea of grinding the European ladder for a month is pretty cool. I know Cats, actually, he's not playing today, but he gets a special nod on the side of all this because he was not in Grandmasters. It took him about 3 days to get there, like, you know, just snap your fingers, you're that good, get in. And he quickly went from the bottom to about midway, I think. So I gotta give credit to Cats. He's climbing the ladder pretty quick. Everyone else is just kind of currently fighting for their spots, you know, sitting up on 1, 8, or 9, and so forth.
1, 8, or 9. Okay.
I'm still surprised Snoot's not even in Grandmasters, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Like, no ladder account secret on the side or anything like that.
Well, I guess he's been practicing for a bunch of different, well, I wouldn't be why he was in Grandmaster. All I can think of is that, like, IEM, you know, is buying up a lot of his time. Like, because he's prepping as a caster, not a player, right? Or an analyst? What are they calling him?
I think he's labeled as an analyst for IEM. I'm actually excited for that. I really, you know, at Homestar Cup...
Oh, yeah, I thought that was a great choice.
Yeah, I love Snoop's, like, when he didn't do, like, a lot of commentary when he was at Homestar Cup, but what he did do, I really enjoyed.
Yeah. Wait. What is that going to be for? What is that drone? What was that drone for? Oh, man, I feel like... Okay, never mind then.
Freaking out.
I was going to say something and I decided not to. No, but it could be like for a roach war, and that would have been so interesting, but they didn't have gas. Maybe he realized that too. I was like, why do I get a roach war and I can't even build like 3 roaches?
By the way, I don't know who this fella is, just so we got a bit of a slower opening. But this guy just tweeted a picture. I guess he made like a Minecraft version of Bunny to cheer Bunny on. This is the type of shit the players need to see, guys. I'll just put the picture on the screen here real quick.
It's probably the same guy that did it to me. And who else did he do it to?
This is this is Mulla H88. I'm starting to say that name horribly wrong, but guys, seriously, this is the wonderful thing you need to do to cheer on your players. Seriously. So shout out to that guy for being awesome.
Well, I don't know what TargA's plan was, but right now he's just on 2 bases, droning up. He did scout that 3 gateways were put at the front. Never mind, he saw 2 gateways were put at the front. That might be a little bit of a problem. I can only assume that he assumes there's something over the right block now. Yeah, there you go.
Just slips in.
Yeah, just, you know, no problem. Just
Greatest defense, Harstem. Greatest defense.
Yeah, good job. You could go into the main, but like 4 gateways, it already tells you a lot. You're gonna have to defend against maybe some pressure. Is there a probot on the map? There is. Yes, very typical pylon spot and overgrowth near that gold.
Yeah, I mean, a big part of this
zealots
too.
can be warped in.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even though it's typical, this is a great spot because there's such limited surface area here. It's really hard to take down this pylon without roaches.
Now, we only have lings for TargA, and this could be a big problem. In fact, I'm just really wondering what TargA was planning on doing. Oh, well, this might be a reaction to the 4G that he scouted, but he's taking the base off to the left. I always brought this up, right? Especially because we know about the force fields at the 3rd. We were like, why don't we just take the other 3rd? Well, that's what TargA's doing right now.
Yeah, kind of interesting. It's Terran players who have migrated this way, but I'm liking this because we just see too many Zerg players die on this map to this base, so we'll see if he gets away with it. But, yo, this is so many lings. I mean, this is almost crazy, and I guess there is no cannon at home, right? So the idea is that these lings either defend incredibly well, or they might actually be able to put on some sizable pressure on the other side of the map, pick off a gateway, bait out all those force fields.
That's not worth it.
No, not with 2 sentries here.
No. Oh, but he needs a force field over here. Gets it. It's so stupid how much a ling. One ling is gonna kill that.
Almost. I look at the
So
pylon though, which will be a nice start here. There's another one behind us. So it's not exactly in danger, but as I said, this many links can certainly tear down walls. Now Harstem's got a hard choice to make: recall or go for the attack. It looks like he's gonna recall back home. A little bit worried about this wall getting compromised. Mothership core, maybe.
Ew. Okay, there she goes. Took her long enough.
Right.
That's really very interesting. I mean, I think because Overgrowth is so played out, it's been the map pool for a year, half a year, I don't remember, but 3 or 4 seasons, right? That you always attack on the right because the Zerg always expands on the right. So then you get your force fields, and there's usually a lack of creep spread as well. So by doing this, and Harstem still thinking he's gonna expand to the right, he would have had to go through creep to the actual third base from where his pylon was.
Ah, yeah.
And I don't think he would have been willing to do that. I don't know if he realized what was going on. He might think that pressure itself stopped TargA from getting to third base. And that would be like a really bad thing to think.
He's gonna scout here soon, right? Like the Harstem Phoenix has got to see the creep from the left. That's gotta look a little suspicious. I'm not sure if he's looking directly right now. Of course, that's probably just rallied around because back at home, he's got a hell of a lot of sentries and a hell of a lot of zealots looking to defend his third. But it's also a hell of a lot of lings looking to get on top of it. Full surround immediately. Some lings segmented off to the side to maybe catch the sentries in the back end. This kind of goes okay. It's a couple of lings caught, nothing too devastating.
And these ones can't get through. So nice defense here. TargA did get roaches, going up to roach speed, and we'll see if he'll decide to apply a lot of pressure with roach ling, or go up to maybe Hydralisk. He's getting 7 more drones, gonna round him out to a 58. That's a lot of roaches.
That is, with quite a few units, you can pretty much play with whatever you'd like. I mean, there's still so many sentries though, which is really scary. Regardless of how many roaches or links you have, they're still going to get segmented off into, like, 8 at a time, 4 at a time, and it's going to be really hard to use this against this many sentries, because right now Harstem's really... Has he even lost any so far? No.
Yeah. What's also interesting about taking the third base where TargA did is that now one of his reinforcements points is a lot closer to attacking the third than it would usually be. Although usually with this attack or any type of attack on Overgrowth, you're looking to kind of make them choose between their natural and their third. It's still nice to have like a small, like 6 roaches off to the side, killing a gateway, defending that third. But first he has to defend his own base.
Tries to get on top of the probes. Zealots were being a little too quick. I mean, that roach count is really nice. Speed's going to kick in just a moment's time. It'll burrow too, and I think burrow's going to be one of the most key components to this defense. If you get force fielded in, just burrow. Wait it out. Don't lose a bunch of units for free. Recall goes off, actually. Just a little bit scared of this on creep. I think it was off creep. Maybe he would have postured a little bit, but still out in the open, not a comfortable place to be. Fire probe side behind this, really nothing too crazy. Upgrade's definitely in the favor here of Harstem. And a very, not small, but big shout out needs to go to Solasun and Dr. Awesome, 2 of our mods who just resubbed for 18 months in a row. Can you believe it? That's how long we've had subs for? 18 freaking months?
Well, that's pretty legit.
Feels good, man.
Feels good. Well, it looks like we're going to have some Storm Hosts added into this composition, so it's not going to be the big, it's hard to call it all-in as always, but attack on the middle. With how late, quote-unquote, this is, there's already an Immortal, there's Blink, there's +2 about to finish. Yeah, the Roaches probably wouldn't do anything game-ending, but they will be very nice to have with Swarm Hosts. And with Tunneling Claws, they're going to be very annoying to deal with when the harass starts.
Just thinking, like, maybe that's why that second series was so quick. Karma today knew that this was going to be a long game.
Well, maybe. We'll see how this goes. I think Harstem has scouted that it is a infestation, but I believe he's been throwing out Blue Sand Phoenixes like every minute here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Where's the infestation bit? Oh, he has not scouted the main, and that hallucinating thing is just staying there. So hopefully he does start the Colossus direction pretty quick here. You want that to go ahead and deal with the Locust waves. 6 Storm Hosts already on their way out.
And a Hive actually accompanying this. Blinding Cloud's going to go a lot longer of a way than Swarm Host will, I think. Abducts as well could be really nasty. Tunneling Claws revealed at this point. Not that it wasn't obvious before, but if it wasn't, it is now. And the Roaches will get cleaned up.
Into the cannon, that seems like a odd decision.
pretty sure those were gonna die anyways, so maybe, yeah.
Well, at least they drew the army to the right more, because it looks like he wanted to attack to the left as well, but now he still has, you know, multiple roach attacks set up.
I like the Warp Prism. It's been a long time since we've had to go to the basics of dealing with Swarm Hosts, but truth be told, with this many Force Fields and this many Stalkers and a Warp Prism, we may not even need the Colossus. If he gets on top of TargA's Swarm Host, there's only really going to be about 8 or so.
Well, what's nice is that TargA gets the Swarm Host attacking right now. You know, like, the Protoss army isn't already in his face attacking him. There aren't a lot of Swarm Hosts, though. There's 13 with 3 more on the way. I actually think that with 16, that'd be a pretty perfect amount. I do not think Harstem could push into that.
Oh, Warp Prism unloads at the 4th base. Again, not the 3rd, but the 4th base. Force Field's looking great there, zoning out the Locust. Stalkers with Blink have got a lot of maneuverability. It's mostly the Sentries and the Immortals who doesn't want to lose to this. That's why he's running around the way he is. Zell's getting cleaned up in this attack. Thought he was going to go a little bit more dedicated, but light harass, it would seem to be.
I really think, you know, 13 was kind of like maybe you could push in if the Roaches were out of position especially, but 16 was a little too difficult. Give away too many sentries, and he doesn't have double Robo Colossus behind this, and that would be a little afraid of, yeah, basically the counterattack, right? But one thing that TargA is really missing out on, well, he has great tech, he's already up to Vipers. Those upgrades are really just not there. Literally not there. They just
Plus
started.
1 just starts, yeah.
Whoa.
Gets on top of the Swarm Host, though. Where's that Observer when you need it?
Oh my god, no.
Oh, those Force Fields. Those Force Fields catching the Swarm Host in a nasty net. Locust also zoning them out so they couldn't quite retreat. A good catch there for Harstem. Critical, oops, sorry, not question mark, but hit Shift L. As, yeah, 6 Swarm Hosts get picked off there pretty quick. 3rd base under attack. I mean, there's such a big army here, he may be able to just focus on the hatchery and keep running by. Yeah, hit and run tactics.
I think so. I mean, that's good. It's always going to be good. TargA is starting to accrue a little bit of a bank. Having to replace those Swarm Hosts that he lost, though, did kind of suck, but...
They're so expensive. It's so hard to replace this.
But the idea is that hopefully that doesn't happen again, so you won't have to replace it again, and you will eventually get that bank. But Harstem is making it kind of hard for TargA to feel completely safe in this game.
Safe.
Yeah.
No, I agree. The other problem here, too, I mean, the Sentries are pretty much out of juice. There's Guardian Shield going down, that's cool, but there's not that Force Field wall you can throw down. That's the greatest thing about running around the Locust. Like, we saw some really good Force Fields just completely negating all Locust damage, but a little bit harder to do in this instance. Warp Prism unloading his Zealot over here to the bottom right. He may be able to get behind the mineral lines and hold position over here to harass that gold base down, but I mean, reality is Harstem's not looking too bad. He takes a 4th. He's got a hell of a lot of cannons to stop Roach harassment behind this. Templar on the way. Storm is going to be a great addition to the army, but I guess for me the big question is, does he feel the necessity to go to a mothership?
Killing a couple of his own Stalkers.
I mean, it's supply cap. Not a bad move. Warp Prism's going to get picked off, though. Very unfortunate. But that Zealot train coming down here towards the bottom right.
I am a little worried for TargA here, not necessarily because he lost the 4th, which is still a pro roll, I guess it was the 3rd, which is still a pretty big deal, but just that he doesn't have that big of a bank, so the mass static defense that I might be used to seeing for someone who immediately went Swarm Host is not going to be there. So a continued Zealot harass is going to be very good. Harstem has his own big bank, on 4 bases.
Got Harstem big bank, imparting big boy.
Yeah, exactly. The base gonna go down. All the drones just transferred over there.
Yeah, they're like, no, let's get the hell out.
Notice that.
I mean, he did kill the hatchery in the bottom right, and Harstem, he's getting some pretty nice damage out of this. I mean, truth be told, he's not taking a lot of army losses. Templars are here on the front lines, but TargA's moving towards Broodlords. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know if this
is a little scary.
It's really expensive, though, for what he's doing. It's one of those situations, too, where he's not going to be able to remax on something to replace this. He's got almost no upgrades. You don't make 50 lings behind this. You either have this composition work really well, or you probably die.
Yeah. Good Blinding Clouds will, you know, make Harstem leave. But that is the biggest deal about this game, is that there was ever a point where Harstem felt like he couldn't maneuver around the map. You know, he really played out that part of the game really nice. And as such, TargA, the Broodlord is going to slow down his army even more. And, okay, yeah, you can't push into the Vipers, too.
Good feedbacks, really good storms. So there's so many Locusts he's got to chew through. Blink control a little bit off. He decides to blink forward instead. Gets on top of the Swarm Host before they reload, before they rearm, before they rebirth. Force Field's going to go down to try and keep a couple in place, but even though he's going to kill so many of them, there's still quite a few Locusts coming out.
Yeah, I don't know. That seems just a little bit too aggressive with the 1 or 2 Vipers, even the 2 Corruptors technically helping out here. He loses a lot of like his sentries, I believe, and the High Templars.
You know, though, I look at this, and it's not even... It's a big part of this, the upgrades, of course, but I look at that bank, and TargA has nothing to work with. He can barely afford to take another hatchery.
Yeah, we're not at that point where you usually have the Swarm Host. Like, if the Swarm Host player has 5 bases and, you know, they've had 10 minutes of just standing there, they have a big enough bank to replace 3.
Yeah.
What's the big deal? But he never had that point where he had such a big bank that... you know, losing 3 bases was A-okay. And he still is at that point where, like, he doesn't have the defense. He doesn't have the control over the map to stop Harstem from walking on his side of the map, killing bases that he really shouldn't be able to ever get to in the bottom right corner. I mean, these roaches are trying to be the mobile defense that he needs, but they're only so good.
So I guess just we'll get the chase back here to iterate. This is the losers match you guys are currently watching, but in our little show match here, even the losers match still ends up being fairly profitable. $50 for whoever gets knocked out of this best of 3.
I'm gonna try and force that off the ramp, I suppose. Yeah, there he goes.
I needs one more, but it's a little bit... I guess it kind of works. Very awkwardly placed. Abduct's not so good. The Corruptors are barely going to kill one of the... Colossus, but of course here come those Broodlords finally revealed at this point. Storm's gonna go down as he kites backwards. Normally you'd love to just blink underneath the Broodlords, but there's too much protecting them between the roaches and the Swarmos. He's got to chip away at these through these storms, through the kiting. Until he does that, he can't really get on top of those Broodlords properly.
Harstem just needs 1 or 2 minutes here to go ahead and get up to those Tempests, and there aren't enough Corruptors to help out with that. Like, seriously, 3 Tempests would be a perfect amount. And of course, he'd probably want to go into more and play that really, really late game. PVT. Again, Harstem, with a great economy, is up now to a 5th base of the gold.
Yo, honestly, Void Rays wouldn't even be a bad alternative at this point. I mean, if you get really panicked and you don't quite have the Tempest out in time, but he looks like he will get that time. A 3rd Stargate even on the way. And for those who don't know, 3 is the magic number of Tempests you need to 1 volley down these Broodlords. That bonus damage versus massive is insane.
TargA has realized that he doesn't have a lot of anti-air here. Maybe the Queens will come up, but even then they're not that helpful. So we get 7 Corruptors, and this is where the Void Rays might help out. But even still, their range really makes up for a lot. They can still target down the Broodlords. But things are getting a little dicey here for Harstem, as he's going to lose the gold base. This is a good counterattack to attempt to draw TargA back, but I don't think TargA can afford to come back.
Exactly, he's too slow. The Swarm Hosts, the Broodlords, these are units that don't respond easily, so Harstem should ideally be able to deal with the roaches if he consolidates all these units to actually attack them.
Oh, base trade? Oh, Harstem just ran around that army.
Hey, base trade hype! TargA is going to try and draw back with the Broodlords. I don't think this is a terrible idea, but this does leave them exposed without anything underneath it. So if Harstem turns around the Broodlords, I think, sorry, if he turns around on the Broodlords, I think he kills the Broodlords.
All right, well, the roaches come with them, and that's a really big deal. That's something. Anything underneath them that means the blink isn't going to be as effective.
I hope he brings his Zealots for the main. A lot of them are just kind of sitting there idle at the moment, but maneuvering into the Broodlords. Here they come. Broodling's going to start raining from above.
Okay, looks like Harstem is not going to try and blink under them. I think if the roaches were all dead, you really could, but he doesn't want to take that chance.
Chance, yeah. Takes another base, too. Might go for the bottom right, might not. It's a little bit risky because of how close the army is, but the roach count is pretty much whittled down to nothing. I mean, I feel like Harstem, level 3 weapon upgrades, you can snipe off so much and just keep running. Mobility of these stalkers, it's like a reverse roll on what Mutalisks tend to be, right? Yes, the Protoss player can't keep up with the Mutalisks, chasing them around the map, but instead it's Harstem with the uncatchable stalkers. No, go back and finish it. No, man, just hit 1 stalker. Ah!
You just play Ring Around a Rosie. He like comes back, 360s it. The Broodlords are gonna be chasing him.
No scope. Oh man, this kind of sucks back at home though. He's lost the cannons. He hasn't really lost any bases. Oh, the Stalker's gonna catch these Corruptors. This could be so sick if he blinks to the left right now. Nope.
Didn't notice him, but still, I think he has enough of an air army. It's 7
Tempests enough of a bank.
I
mean, it's 3,000 minerals, 1,000 gas. I mean, he's still good even if he lost all of his bases. Oh no, but not like this.
No, not like that. He's gonna have 10 Tempests now, and that's gonna be enough to deal with the Corruptors. 10.
It's kind of funny to see him use the Oracle for detection, considering he does have observers out, but I guess they're all on the other side of the map.
Where are the rest of the Tempests? I know 3 are about to pop out, but that doesn't look like 7 right there.
That's 6 actually.
Okay, he's only missing one. I don't know where that one is.
Zealot's still base trading on the other side of the map. Bottom right corner of the map. I mean, I really wish this base had died because this was TargA's mining base, right? Like, this was the most important base of TargA, but we are kind of at that situation where it is base trade mode, and both players just kind of rotating around the map with their armies, both a little bit too afraid to engage the other. But with the Swarm Host being picked away, I feel like the Tempests are going to be the kingmaker in this. Yeah, there's a couple of Corruptors out, but truth be told, these Tempests are going to kill every single Broodlord before the Corruptors kill every single Tempest.
Yes, 100%. He would even it would be even worthwhile if this was that desperate to blink the stalkers underneath them just to make sure the Corruptors did not kill him.
But the range is just so good. They don't have the greatest damage versus regular armored units like a Corruptor, but damn if they don't have the range for it. When you got 10 Tempests, well, 10 Tempests is a hell of a thing.
Yeah.
There's all the anti-air here too. I mean, there's one Queen underneath this. If he takes these out, TargA will die, and I think TargA has lost this game.
He has. The only thing that Harstem would really be scared of was that there was a humongous bank behind this. Like, he miscalculated how much damage he did, and suddenly 20 more Corruptors come out. But since they're not here, I think he knows, and there's GG.
You know, one of the things I really, not just like, but straight up respect Harstem for doing